And that email looks a little bit like this one right here. So it basically gives you a link to the control center address, and then it has your email address and password here that you would use to log in. So let's go ahead and log in here as Chad. And here we go. We are getting logged in for the first time to the Bitdefender GravityZone cloud with Chad's computer company login here. And you'll see when we first log in here, it's going to initialize our account and take us to the initial dashboard here. So we'll give it a second to get through the loading process. Make the lawyers happy here. Going to just bypass the welcome screen here so we get into GravityZone, and here we go. So this is the initial dashboard that you get into. As you can see, they have these little applets that run here, so it'll eventually, once he has machines up and running on the software, it'll show him, like, this one up here, malware status for your computers. Which ones of my computers do I have that are infected with something. Computer protection status down here in the lower right, this one tells you, here's all the computers that I have. Maybe I've got 3 or 4 of them that don't have current updates, so maybe I need to go do something on those computers to ensure that they have current and recent updates. So this little dashboard is kind of handy, and you can actually add and remove. So you can go to add portlet here, and let's say they have a whole bunch of stock portlets in here that you can pick. Let's just pick one here. How about top 10 infected endpoints? I want to know who the top 10 infected computers are, so I kind of know whose computers I need to go, run scans on or do some kind of removal on or something to that effect. So you can add and remove these little portlets really easily. Where I normally have people start, though, in this is in the company section, because what you're going to want to do, since you're likely a reseller, is you're going to want to set up all the customers in here who you want to protect. So let's just set up a test company under Chad's account here. So we'll just go ABC Computer, and I'll just put a fake address in here just for the sake of giving us some data. You'll notice as well, it does let you upload a logo so that you can co-brand your portal. And I haven't done that yet on Chad's account yet, but we will be doing that as we go. So this is where, as we pick what kind of customer it is. So customer refers to end user. Partner being if we wanted to give this person rights to set up sub companies under their company. So the whole idea here is that this is a multi-tenant type solution, and so Chad can set up companies to live underneath his that he can then manage. And then license here down here, if we actually had a license code, we could go ahead and stick that license key in here. For now, we're just going to go with trial, but this is where you would issue a license to your customer and where you would put that license in here. Okay, so we now have set up an account for ABC computer underneath Chad's computer, which means Chad now can manage this account. And if we wanted to, we could go in and we could set up, 10 more companies in here. And so a lot of times that's the first thing that people do when they get into GravityZone is get all your companies set up. If you have license keys for those companies, get them put in here. This is really the first place to start. One of the other things in here you may have noticed at the bottom of this company setup here is when we add a new company is we can add an account for that company. Now I did not do that for the ABC computer, but the scenario in which you would add an account would be if you want to give that person a login to manage their company. So the logic here is like this. Let's say we set up a company called, XYZ Landscaping. And the owner of XYZ Landscaping wants to be able to log in and have the same ability to maybe look at his computers that Chad has from his management console. This is how we can delegate that person a login to do the same exact, they can log into the same portal here that we're seeing. However, they're only going to see what is pertinent to their company. So he'll only see the company, the machines for XYZ Landscape. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in some info here. There we go. Oops, I put those in there backwards. All right. So anyways, I just wanted to reinforce the point that when you first get logged in, you get through the dashboard section, come right to companies and get your company set up. The reason that is the next part we're going to go to is the network section. And the network section is where we actually browse and we can start setting up our containers for computers. Well, we can't set up those containers for the computers that we want to protect if the companies aren't created. So that's why the company creation process should probably always be done first, and it's a great place to start.